Om Namah Panini Katyayana Patanjalibhyah. So you actually want to study Vyakarana Shastram. What is this Vyakaranam? Vyakaranam is an instrument which roughly discusses the use and abuse of language. In other words, there are both kinds of shabdas, sadhu shabdaha, asadhu shabdaha. For example, bhayadaha is a sadhu shabda. What do you mean by sadhu shabda or shabda for that matter? Shabda itself means sadhu shabda. A shabda that is acceptable to Vyakaranam, okay, is called sadhu shabda. Okay, and unlike in other languages across the globe, here in Sanskrit there is something separate, something significant. What is it? There are 4 purusharthas. Okay, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Through dharma is connected with artha, kama, and moksha. And this dharma has to be achieved by different means. What is dharma? Whatever is said in Vedas, etc., etc. That we may discuss at a later date. Then, in Indian subcontinent, rishis have decided that by the use of language, that is perfect shabdas or shabdas that are acceptable to Vyakarana, one should attain dharma. So that means this is Sanskritam or Daivi Bhasha, actually it used to be called. Later in Ramayana, etc., you find this word Sanskritam. Sanskritam means which has got samskara. Samskara is again untranslatable. You add some buttermilk to milk, that is boiled milk, okay? Then it will turn into curd. That is also a samskara. Vivaha is a samskara. Upanayana is a Shodasha samskaras we have. So, the language which has got Vyakarana samskara is called Sanskritam. Other languages also may have something like called grammar. But there is no this kind of norm or niyama that one can attain dharma through the use of perfect shabdas. This is not elsewhere. So you are going to learn this thing. The actual niyama is that a person with the knowledge of Vyakarana, if he employs some shabdas, then he will get dharma. That means Vyakarana Shastra Jnana Purvake Shabda Prayoge Dharma. Is it clear? So Prakruta Bhashas are Prakriti means Sanskritam. Those languages, Ardhamagadhi, Magadhi, Paishachi, etc., etc., all those are called Prakruta Bhashas because they have come from, they emerged out of Prakriti, that is Sanskrita Bhasha. So, by employing Prakruta Bhasha or the what you call regional languages, Prantiya Bhashas, like Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, Malayalam, etc., no, we cannot achieve dharma. So, that is exclusively for, that's why during these 16 sanskaras also, one is supposed to use Sanskritam only. One cannot say with the Telugu mantras and Tamil mantras or Malayalam mantras or Hindi mantras I want to perform. No. That is not. So, since time immemorial, the Indian intelligentsia or the sages have been protecting the language. Okay, why to protect the language? There is one general rule. What is it? Language changes. Due to the influence of other languages or due to the lowered capacity that is going down, the capacity goes down with age, for example. And when those people are not trained well by any guru, then also they cannot pronounce perfectly. Brahma, one may say, unless and until someone who studied with Shiksha comes and says, no, 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 it should be Rasyam, Brahma, Pralhada, like that, he doesn't know how to pronounce clearly. This has been happening. How to prepare a Vyakarana, how to compile a Vyakarana, that we are going to discuss in this Paspashantikam. Now, to understand the, Vedic text, Veda itself, there are 6 Vedangas. Veda Anga. Veda, if taken as a Purusha, if you consider Veda personified, then Shiksha will be nose, Vyakarana will be mouth, as the 2 hands will be Kalpa. Like that in Shiksha you will learn. So, these 6 Shastras, Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandas, Niruktam, Jyotisham, and Kalpa. These 6 are taken as the limbs of Veda Purusha. That means they represent different limbs of Veda Purusha. That's why they are called by the name Veda Anga. Anga means limb. Is it clear? So, now what happens if one wants to understand the Veda, then he should learn 6 Vedangas, plus there is Purvamimamsa and also Uttaramimamsa, Darshanas are there, and Nyaya Vaisheshika and Yoga Sankhya. All these Darshanas and Vedangas have got their roots in Veda. Veda, we are going to learn, Patanjali gives the count. There are 1130 branches of Veda originally. Presently available only 13 branches. So if anybody claims that is not there in Vedas, no. Tell him, ask him whether he has got Yogi Pratyaksham. Because if one does possess Yogi Pratyaksham, just like Panini or Patanjali, then it is possible. We will believe. Purvamimamsa, Purva, the word refers to Purva Bhaga of Veda, earlier parts of Veda, which deal with karma, yagas, etc. Uttaramimamsa or Vedanta deals with Uttara Bhaga, that is Upanishads of Veda, called Vedanta Upanishads. That's why Purvamimamsa, Uttaramimamsa. I will give a brief account of all these things, but before that, you see, there are 3 kinds of doshas, defects. Manasika dosha, Sharirika dosha, and Vak dosha. So Patanjali, okay, this has come, it is inherited by us from earlier great people. Patanjali authored 3 works to see that all the 3 kinds of defects people are suffering from are corrected actually. They won't, they will get rid of these defects, people. What he did for Manasika dosha, he authored Yoganushasana. Okay. Patanjali authored Yoganushasana in order to see that the people get rid of the defects related to Manas. Manas is more important than Shariram, so first we are discussing Manas. Although someone takes some medicine or something like that, if the mind if he doesn't have peace of mind, Manas Shanti, Chitta Shanti, no, that medicine does not work. Very recently, just for the last 25 to 30 years, this modern medicine, English medicine, has been saying this thing. First, you should not have any, tension, etc., in the mind, then only this will be possible. Otherwise, although I give you medicine, injection, etc., if you do not have peace of mind, if you have tension, if you have some sort of a problem, then no, this medicine doesn't work. Recently, these people are saying, very recently. That means, earlier they were talking only about Shariram, not Manas. Isn't it? Anyway, so, second one is Sharirika dosha, defects of the body, due to Desha, You may live in a cold country, you may live in a tropical country. There may be some problem of health. Kala, during winter, there will be less digestive power. During summer, there will be more digestive power. Okay, Desha, Kala, and Patra. Patra is dish. What are you eating? This is very important. You cannot just go on eating something or the other. No. Is it suitable? Pathye sati gadartasya kimaushadha nishevanam. One book, Logamrajiyam says, gadartasya, gada means disease. A person is suffering from some disease. Pathye sati, one follows pathya. Pathya means, what does it mean? Not restriction simply, but something that is suitable to his body. Okay. In Shiksha classes, we will discuss this Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Ayurveda. Then it will become clearer. Some people have got the nature of Vata. Vata is gas actually. Pitta, Paicham, bilious nature. Some people have got that. Suppose if somebody has got bilious nature, he should not eat anything made of oil early in the morning, or better to reduce oil, etc. And also this Vartakam or brinjal or coconut, etc., like that. Okay. Some people have Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Kapha is a plant, Shlashma. Those people should reduce things which are sweet in nature. One should not stop altogether. So I do not eat salt, I take less salt. I do not eat sweet, I take less sweet. No. This is absolutely meaningless. Because Sushruta Samhita says, till the end of your life, all the 6 tastes you should consume. Otherwise, what will happen? There is one thing called Ojahakshaya. Recently, people call it AIDS, acquired Indian Juba. So, Ojahakshaya, if one gets, Ojas is the cause of Balam, strength. Ojo, Balam, this is in Veda, Krishna Yajurveda. So, Ojas is the cause of strength, Balam. So if you reduce, or if you may reduce depending on the health position. Okay, but without, totally avoiding either salt or sweet or something like that, anything they like, no, that would lead to this problem. That is Ojahakshaya. If one becomes a subject of is suffering from Ojahakshaya, what will happen? Then somebody is just having the cold, common cold in Himalayas, and this person also gets it. Although you are at a faraway place, it is likely that people, you will just get the diseases easily. That means there will be less and less resistance in the body. Therefore, one should not give up any taste of 6 tastes are there, That is one. So, Pachesati Gadartasya, when he follows the suitable food, etc., and also Hitam Bhunjat, Mitam Bhunjat, Nabhunjat, Amitam Hitam, Ayurveda. Whatever is suitable to your body, you eat it. Mitam Bhunjat, take the food, whatever it may be, in a limited quantity. Mitam Bhunjat, Nabhunjat, Amitam Hitam. Although you like it, although it is suitable to your body, you should not take too much of it. What is the general Sotram? Ati sarvatra varjayet. Ati, reading too much, working on computer too much, eating too much, walking too much, everything. Ati sarvatra varjayet is the general rule. If anybody asks you, tells you to come and do this and that thing, walking too much. Some people go on 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers. Hey, why are you walking so much? No. Be in your limits. So, Pachesati Gadartasya Kimaushadhi Nishevanam. Why to take medicines when you follow the proper food? The other sentence is just like that with Sandhi. Pachesati, Pache Asati, Pache after Pache, there is one called Avagraha, like this kind of mark. Pache Asati, when one does not follow the proper food, etc. Gadartasya, he got some disease. Kimaushadhi Nishevanam. Why to take medicine? So if you follow the Pachyam, then also it is a waste. Medicine is not required. If you do not follow Pachyam, then also medicine is not required. How beautifully they say it. In Sanskrit Vyakaranam, you have Kaumudi yadi kanthastha pratha bhashye parishrama. If you have studied Kaumudi well, then it is not needed. Mahabhashyam need not be studied. Kaumudi yadi akanthastha, if Kaumudi is not there on the tip of your tongue, pratha bhashye parishrama, then it is a waste of time to study Mahabhashyam. You see the chamatkara, how to speak, we have to learn. Okay, so now that is about Sharirika doshas. The third one is Vak doshas. Actually, what is this Vak dosha? Because it is only in Indian culture, not in other cultures. Why is it not there? We don't know. Here there has been a Vedic Sampradaya, it is very, very systematic. So, Mlecha, what do you mean by Mlecha? Mlecha means Aspashta Bhashana. This Sanskrit people, Kintavanama, very clearly he was speaking. These people say, what's your name? What is your name? Where are you going? Where are you going? So, these Sanskrit people whose mother tongue was Sanskrit, they used to say to each other, Kimayam Mlechati? Or this person is saying something unclearly. What does it mean? What he wants, etc., etc. So here one has to use the shabdas in line with the Shiksha Shastra. Shiksha means which tells how to pronounce, etc., etc. So this is very, very clear. So that's why we cannot compare Sanskritam with other languages, which generally we call Mlecha Bhasha. Mlechas are Greek people entered India long ago, then came from Persia, presently Iran. I mean, the entire Mediterranean you take, people from there. And later on, these English people, etc., etc., they started changing the names themselves. Mohamayi, Bombay. Dehali means threshold, Delhi. Vishakhapatnam, Vizag. What happened to you? You cannot pronounce. First thing is, you take such kind of food. Second thing is, you are not trained on these lines. Here, clarity is very important. So, Vagdoshas, in order to see that the people will get rid of the Vagdoshas, Patanjali authored Mahabhashyam. Now it is clear? Yoganushasanam for Manasika doshas, Charaka Sutram for Sharirika doshas, and Mahabhashyam for Vak doshas. For means to get rid, like that. No, they were very, very clear. That means their minds were, first of all, their minds were controlled. Yoga Abhyasa. Through Yoga Abhyasa, in Yoganushasanam, these things are discussed. One can see the things that happened in the past, that are there behind a wall, that are going to happen, and that cannot be perceived, seen through ordinary eyes. Otherwise, how come Panini could just compile one Vyakaranam for both Vedic Shabdas and Laukik Shabdas? Because Vedic Shakhas are 1130. They are just one papad as far as Panini is concerned. No. For one branch itself to learn one Shakha, Yajish Shakha, Rikshakha, etc., it is very difficult for us, people like us. But for Panini, just like that. So you will find Shabdas from different Veda Shakhas. Okay, it may be Rigveda, it may be Samaveda, Atharvaveda, Yajurveda, etc. There are references and Swara that we are going to discuss. Panini authored roughly 4,000 sutras, 3,986 roughly. And then there may be some doubts, some difficulty in understanding these sutras, because Panini started Vridhiradai and ended with a. And he said, Tata, broke bond, he went home. You are not supposed to ask any question, because he may offer a shapa, Bhasmi Bhava, turn to dust, Sakpo Bhava, turn into serpent. Panini does not explain, it is not his job simply to offer an example or counter-example or the meaning, this thing, that thing, interpretation. No, nothing. He went home. Now people started how to understand what. There are some difficulties in understanding certain sutras. Then entered Katyayana. Katyayana and some others, Bharadwaja, etc., some rishis for them. Mostly these Vartikas, Vartikam is nothing but Vakyam. I'm going to give you the definitions of the Sotram, Vakyam, Bhashyam, Vartikam and Bhashyam immediately. But Katyayana came and said, there are certain things which Panini thought they are implied, they are understood, they will be understood, etc., and did not clearly say. And certain things which are said by Panini are very, very terse. There is a cryptic meaning, very difficult to understand. So I will offer some amendments which are called Vartikas. Both these people, Panini and Katyayana, did a lot of work. Then Patanjali entered the scene and said, although you are given the Sotras and Vartikas, how much will you understand? You want examples? You want the actual interpretation? What Panini had in his mind when he simply said, The Sotram has got a lot of meaning. Because brevity and perfection are the hallmarks of Panini. Patanjali entered the scene and he is compared with Adisheshu, who had 1,000 heads. So Patanjali was teaching just like Adisheshu. He is also called Shashavatara, an incarnation of Adisheshu. So when he teaches Mahabhashyam, it is highly profound, very difficult to catch as to what he actually wants to say, Patanjali. So that's why in Loka it has come, Maharajyam va palayet, Mahabhashyam va pathayet. Ask your children to rule the empire, or ask them to study Mahabhashyam. So that means both are the same. So learning Mahabhashyam will give you an added advantage and you will be treated separately. People may be there who studied Panini just called Kaumudi, just Parudhama, etc., etc. But directly studying Mahabhashyam is not it. Therefore, such a great work, he said. Here, first I shall give you the definitions of Sotram, Vartikam and Bhashyam. And then I shall also explain to you as to why this particular work only is called Mahabhashyam. Because in Vedanta you have Shankara Bhashyam of Shankaracharya, you have Sri Bhashyam of Ramanujacharya, you have Purna Prajna Bhashyam of Madhvacharya, etc., etc. In other Shastras also, you have Nyaya Bhashyam in Nyaya and Prashastabad Bhashyam in Vaisheshikam, so on and so forth. But only this particular work is called Mahabhashyam. Why? That I will explain. Okay? So first, what is a Sotram? Sotram means thread. Sotram means thread. That means when you want to get a complete sense or complete discourse on Mahavakyam, a larger Vakyam, which will be useful in analyzing a Shabda, there will be many Vakyas, Avantra Vakyas or some sentences. If you want to express a shorter meaning, you will employ a Vakyam sentence. Suppose you want to describe something, you just written from you had some experience, you want to tell it related to some friend, then you will employ more sentences than one. Isn't it? An account. So you want to write an essay, you want to write a book, Ramayanam. There are so many sentences. In a single sentence you cannot express because the meaning is large. So if the meaning is short, you will employ a Vakyam or sentence, and if the meaning is large, you will employ not one, but more than one. It may be 2, it may be 3, it may be 100 also, depending upon the subject. So here also, Panini, we are going to see that 6 kinds of sutras are there. And Vidhi Sutram, or which says you do this. In the world, There are only two kinds of sentences. One is vidhi, the other is nishedha. One is vidhi, injunction, you should do this. The other is censure, that is nishedha, no, do not do this. Bring any sentence in the world, in any literature, you can put under either this heading or that heading. Accepted? Now, here this sotram is nothing but an elliptical sentence. Elliptical means incomplete. In the world, when you speak other languages also, you can take, there also the same thing happens. Where are you coming from, Sharma? Hostel. Now, hostel is a word or a sentence or an elliptical sentence. It is not a word. Why? Because the other person got the complete unitary sense of the sentence, I am coming from hostel. Although you said only hostel, there are ellipses. The words that are not used, what are they? I am coming from. Since there is shared knowledge, you did not use all the words of the sentence, but simply said hostel. So hostel is in an incomplete sentence or an elliptical sentence. The same is called sotram when you come to Vyakaran or Nyaya or Mimamsa, wherever it is. Is it clear? So Panini has encoded, a lot of meaning is there. He simply put it in the shortest possible form. The last sotram of Panini is a. In between, mostly this definition we are going to offer from Parashara Upapuranam, it fits Panini Sutras only, mostly. Because in Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Vedanta, etc., the sutras are lengthy. No, they are not as short as the sutras of Panini. Okay. Now, what is the definition of sotram? Definition of sotram is offered in Parashara Upapuranam. Okay. So, what Parashara Upapuranam says is Alpaksharam asandigdham saravad vishwato mukham asto bhamana vadyancha sotram sotravido viduhu. What is the sotram is defined? Sotravidaha, those who know about sotras, said that a vakyam we have to make it adhyahara. Adhyahara means sometimes the ellipsis is called in Sanskrit adhyahara. Adhyahara means to supply a word that is not used but very much required for interpretation. Adhyahara means oha, tarka. Okay? To think that that word is also there, although it is not there in the given quotation. It may be a shloka, it may be a sentence. Anyway, so now where are you? Arthapatti. The Pino Devadattaha Divana Bhunte. During daytime, he doesn't eat. That means at night time, he is taking 2 plates. Both the daytime one and the night time. That's why he is Penaha. How do you know that is happening? Because he says Penaha. Penaha means Opyayi Vardho is the verbal root. Very strong. Is it? So in Arthapatti, there you are just thinking, you are getting the sense that is not already expressed or indirectly expressed. That is Arthapatti. Here in the Sotram, what happens? Some words are not there due to metrical reasons, etc., etc. To those things we supply the words, and like this, supplying words that are not there in a text, it may be a verse, it may be a text sentence, that is called supply of words not employed, not used already, or is called, okay, process adhyahara. Understand? So now in this sotram, alpaksharam sandegdham saravad vishwatomukam astobhamanavadyancha sotram sotravido vidu. Here the visheshyam is there. You know what a visheshyam is? Visheshyam is signified. Visheshyam is Neelam Utpalam, black lotus. Lotus is Visheshyam. Black is Visheshanam. So Visheshanam and Visheshyam will be there. So first all the Visheshanas are there. One by one we will discuss. What are they? Alpaksharam. See, the economy of letters. In a sutram, it is counted like this. Economy of letters you have to take into consideration. So, in Vyakaranam it is said, Ekamatra Laghavam Putrotsavam Manyante Vayyakaranaha. If you can save a single letter, the Vayyakaranaas say, oh, I am blessed with a child. That's what they say. So Panini wants to just condense the sutram, okay, to the minimum, taking the economy of letters, not words. Therefore, so Alpaksharam, Asandigdham. Sandigdha means it is confusing, doubtful. No, there should not be any doubt. Patanjali says, since simply you have got some doubt, you cannot say that this sutram is not sutram. Vyakhyanato Vishesha Pratipattihi nahi sandehad alakshanam. There is one paribhasha. Paribhasha means paritaha, around, in all directions. Bhasha, it is the norm. It applies everywhere. So, if you have some doubt, you have to resort to the commentary. Vyakhyanato Vishesha Pratipattihi. Pratipatti means jnanam. Okay. Additional knowledge you will get through commentary. Nahi sandehad lakshanam. Since you have got some sandeha, you cannot say a lakshanam is not an lakshanam. Careful. Panini, how Panini was pronouncing the sutras, Patanjali explains that we will come at a later date. Okay. So Alpaksharam, Asandigdham, Saravat. It should be strong enough. It should resist any kind of criticism at any level, at any rate, any cost. Saravat means strong enough. Alpaksharam, Asandigdham, Saravat, Vishwatomukham. See, Panini, for example, Deva Alaya, Devalaya, Rama Alaya, Ramalaya, Gauri iti, Gauri iti. So many examples for Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Isn't it? But here, Panini offered only a single sutra. Akasavanne Dirgha. 3 words. Akasavanne Dirgha. A, E, Urul. Okay. A, E, Urul. These letters is followed by the same. A followed by A, E followed by E, etc. That Dirgha will be there. Here, A means not short A, but Jati. Jati and Vyakti I shall explain. So, A means A, E means E, U means U, like that. So, when it is followed, then there will be Dirgha. Gauri iti, Gauri iti. Shambhu Udaya Su, Shambhu Bhanu Udaya, Bhanu Udaya. Rama Alaya, Rama Alaya, like that. That means, under this sutram, which has got 3 words, Akaha, Savarne, Dirgha, Panini could analyze thousands or lakhs of examples where you will come across this is Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. This is what is called Vishwatomukham. That means that particular sutram should serve not a single example, but thousands of examples. That is one of the characteristics or one of the, Visheshanas of sutram. So, Alpaksharam, Asandigdham, Saravatu, Vishwatomukham, Astobham. There we said for letters. That means if you take each word, there should be less and less letters. But Astobham, Nativyaptam, it should not be too lengthy. There it is Alpaksharam is applicable to words. Astobham is applicable to Vakyam. The sutram should not be too lengthy. Astobham Anavadhyanja. Anavadhyam means impeccable. Dosha Rahita. There should not be any dosha. Dosha will be there if you take some lakshanas. There will be dosha. You say, whichever has got arms is a cow. A cow is the one which has got arms. Is it okay? If you say the one which has got arms is this thing, then there will be a she-buffalo. A buffalo has also got arms, no? So that also will become a cow. You should, this lakshanam, whichever you offer, the definition should not have the defect called ativyapti or over applicability. This can be the animal with horns is called a cow. He is going to apply even to buffaloes and even a deer which has got horns. So that kind of lakshanam is defective. And suppose you say, take another example, where the lakshanam does not apply in the actual example. The animal without horns is a cow. The one without horns, animal which is without horns is a cow. But then the donkey will come. A horse also will become a cow. So this lakshanam is full of defective in the sense it has got the dosha called avyapti. That means it is not fitting into the actual example, the real cow. So earlier ativyapti, now it is avyapti. Understand? So such kind of doshas should not be there in a sotram. See how difficult it is even to understand what a sotram is. So for Panini, it is just nothing. Huh? So alpaksharam asandigdham saravat vishwatomukham astogham anavadyancha vakyam. We have adhyahara of vakyam. Such and such a sentence, sotram, this is called, so it is said to be a sotram, sotra vidaha viduhu, by those who know about sotras. There are some scholars, they have to just define as to what a sotram is. Okay? So, alpa aksharama sandigdham saravad vishwato mukham astoghamanavadyancha sotram sotra vido viduhu. So today whatever you have learned the background of Vyakaranam, the instrument that is useful that discusses use and abuse of language, because here language is associated with dharma, philosophy, unlike other languages across the globe. Then what is Vyakaranam? It is a Vedangam. Then who is Panini? He is the Sotrakara. There is Vartikara Katyayana and there is Bhashyakara Patanjali. You know what is a Sotram? Tomorrow you will know what a Vartikam and what a Bhashyam is. And these three munis are very important. This Vyakaranam is called Trimuni Vyakaranam. Anything said which goes against the Trimunis, whatever they said in Sotram, Vartikam, Bhashyam, that is not acceptable. So this is called Trimuni Vyakaranam. Shall we call it today? Om Namaः Paninigatyaaya Patanjali Shabda Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vinshiribhyo Paramashibhyo Mahadhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo